An internationally renowned health teacher, Barbara O'Neill, shared 7 alkaline-forming foods that we should primarily consume to keep cancer away from our bodies. In this video, we will learn from Barbara about 8 acid-forming foods we should try to avoid to maintain a healthy environment that naturally protects against cancer and other diseases. It is important to always maintain a healthy pH balance in our bodies because diseases grow at different pH levels, whereas at certain pH levels, it is very hard for diseases to thrive. The blood's pH level is between 7.35 and 7.4, but a cellular pH of 5.5 is where diseases, especially yeasts, fungi, and cancer, thrive. Cancer loves acid and low oxygen levels. It also loves sugar. When people come to us wanting help to conquer cancer, we suggest a highly alkalizing diet, ways to oxygenate the body, and significantly reduce glucose and sugars entering the body. We have already looked into 7 alkaline foods we should eat. Now, let's go into 8 acid-forming foods we should avoid. First, what does it mean by acid-forming foods? These foods are high in acid-forming minerals such as phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine. The first acid-forming food is meat. Dr. Colin Campbell found that he could turn cancer cells on and off like a switch by adjusting the amount of meat and dairy products given to rats. Red meat and processed meat are the most common acidic foods in the Western diet, as they are high in protein and phosphorus, thus increasing the acid level in the diet. The second acid-forming food is wheat. The hybridization of wheat has created more acid-forming minerals. The original wheat, called einkorn, had a fragile protein or gluten structure. However, a few thousand years ago, einkorn did a wild hybrid with field grass, resulting in the Emma strain of wheat, which had a less fragile structure. In the 1950s, the Emma strain was put through intensive crossbreeding, resulting in the hybridized wheat we know today. This created a complex gluten structure that is hard to break down, leading to many people being gluten intolerant today. By the 1990s, most pasta, pizza, biscuits, cakes, cookies, donuts, cereals, and bread were made from hybridized wheat, leading to common symptoms of gluten intolerance such as brain fog and bloating. The third acid-forming food is caffeine. All caffeine foods and drinks have an acid effect. An imbalanced diet high in acidic foods like animal protein, caffeine, and processed foods puts pressure on the body's systems to maintain pH neutrality. The extra buffering required can deplete the body of alkaline minerals such as sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium, making one prone to chronic and degenerative diseases. Caffeine often comes with sugar, which increases its acid effect. For example, Coca-Cola, with its combination of caffeine and sugar, is very acidic. The fourth acid-forming food is refined sugar. Although sugar itself is pH neutral, it is considered acid-forming because of how it affects the body's pH balance during metabolism. When consumed, sugar is metabolized by the liver, producing lactic acid and acetic acid, which increase the body's acid load. Additionally, sugar metabolism depletes alkaline minerals like calcium, magnesium, and potassium. High sugar intake also stimulates insulin release, leading to the excretion of these minerals, and it alters the gut microbiome, promoting the growth of acid-producing bacteria. The fifth acid-forming food is aged cheese. The blue in blue vein cheese is mold, making it acidic. Fresh cheeses, like cottage cheese, have a pH closer to 7 but are still considered acid-forming. Dairy products in general are high in protein and phosphorus, leading to acidic compounds that must be neutralized or excreted by the body. Examples include milk, which is slightly acid-forming, and cheese, which is moderately to strongly acid-forming. The sixth acid-forming substance is alcohol, which creates an acidic environment in the body. Tobacco also creates an acidic environment. Alcohol breaks down into acetaldehyde, a neurotoxin that is harmful to the brain. To maintain a healthy pH balance, we don't need to avoid acid-forming foods altogether. Consuming 20% acid-forming foods and 70 to 80% alkaline-forming foods is ideal. The 20% should come from greens, legumes, and nuts, which can be acid-forming. Examples include most grains, legumes other than lima beans, lentils, and soy, and nuts other than almonds and Brazil nuts.